Hey, it's your girl Barbie J. Welcome to my channel. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Barbie J here with the recap and review of Tyler Perry's other comedy drama, Zatima, Season 3, Episode 19. Surprise, surprise. And the synopsis for this episode reads, Zach and Jeremiah attempt to make headway toward healthier lives. This is true. Connie reveals devastating news. Oh, and all you guys know, this devastating news is dear to my heart. And Angela warns Fatima about Malachi's dangerously obsessive behavior. Yeah, she sort of kind of lets her know about it. But I'm like, I think she could have been more specific in telling her all the things that Malachi was saying. You know what I mean? Anywho, before we get started, if you're new here or if you're returning and you have not subscribed to this channel as of yet, please take a moment right now and help a sister out. Subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell and select all. It'll let you know every time I upload any new content to this channel. Then I ask that you hit that like button, which is the thumbs up button, write a comment and give us your 2 cents about the episode, and then share the video because sharing is caring. Like I said, help a sister's channel grow in 2025. Thank you. And thank all of you who have subscribed and have been supporting my channel. I appreciate you all and I love you. So this episode starts off how last week's ended with Malachi having that tattoo of Fatima on his chest and showing it to her. And she's like, Malachi, put your shirt back on. And Angela's like, wait, do it slowly, do it slowly. She's like, Angela, please. But it seemed like to me, Angela was doing more talking than she needed to be doing during this time because it wasn't about her. So anyway, Fatima says, that's why I didn't want to come here. And she said, now I know, she didn't want to get involved with the man. And now, Angela's realizing what is going on here. But I don't think Fatima realized it was to this extent. But anyway, Angela asked the question that I was asking all week. Whose wife would put up with that? And he said, she wants me to wear a shirt, even during sex. And it was like, we don't blame her. Are you kidding me? But she wants me to remove it, and I will. And after Fatima tell me she don't want me anymore, she's like, excuse me, what? And then he's like, I know you still want me and all this. She was like, no, no, no. And then she told me, what you saw is the love for the man that I have and whose child I'm carrying. You pregnant? Are you sure? She's like, what? She's like, you know what? I'm out of here. And Angela's like, yeah, with that crazy tattoo, he probably can't help me no way. And he said, I can help you. So Fatima left and Malachi was left with Angela and he was able to help her. He took a picture of the IP address, and Angela's like, oh, that's not a good shot. She thinking he taking a picture of her in her sex scenes or whatever. He was like, no, that's not what it is. Then he called his boy and told him to have it shut down or whatever to do, and they did that. Now he and Angela are sitting there. He asked for a glass of wine, and they're waiting because he said it would be a couple of hours before this would be down. So he tells Angela she's a beautiful woman. She says, so is your wife. And he said, yeah, my wife, she drinks too much and stuff. And she was like, I understand why you got a big ass tattoo of Fatima on your chest. I'd probably be drinking too. You know what I mean? So he's like, you think I could get her back? And she said, no. He said, damn, you said that quick? She said, yes, she's happy and you're married. And he's like, that's too bad. Too bad for who? He already don't care. If you love this woman so much, you would be happy that she's happy, if you know what I mean. He's the one who messed up and cheated on her with her bestie. So if you were so into Fatima and so in love with Fatima, you wouldn't have done what you did back then. That's why she walked out. There ain't no second chances. Anywho, he then says something like, Zach and Leslie are in the way. Like he gonna kill them and get rid of them. She's like, are you for real? Because he's thinking Zach ain't the type of man that she should be with. He got a criminal record, da-da-da-da. I'm good for her. And Angela's like, how do you know all this stuff about Zach? And he's like, I'm FBI. So he's been looking him up. See, this is what I'm saying. Both him and Leslie have been looking up Fatima's man. Why are y'all so concerned about her? She hasn't seen or heard from you guys in years. And now y'all run into each other in Atlanta and y'all all up in her business? Come on now. So Angela started feeling some kind of way around this guy, because she could have told him, Zach did what he did because his brother put his hands on Fatima, blah, blah, blah. But this nut might have went after Zach's brother too. You know what I mean? Who knows? But anyway, she pretends like she's tired and stuff. And he says, we only been waiting an hour, and I said, an hour? They been there an hour? But he leaves and Angela allows him to leave. I don't understand her. She's still sitting on the couch. What happened to walking people to the door and locking it behind you, honey? You got these crazy people up in your house and you ain't making sure they gone. They might turn around and stab you or something. You know what I mean? She just sitting there with a back turned. I said, girl, walk him out. Make sure he gone and he ain't turn around and shoot you or something in the back of the head. So as soon as he's gone, she calls Fatima. And Fatima's like still driving, talking about she's almost home. They've been waiting there an hour, Fatima. The last I knew, you lived around the corner from Angela. Why is it taking you so long to get home? Somebody tell me. That must have been a mistake in the script writing. But Angela gives her a little bit of information about this guy and telling her to be careful for real, because he is obsessed with her and she doesn't trust him. And so Fatima says she will. So now we over at the rehab clinic and Jeremiah is fiending. He's calling, telling me, I need a doctor, I need a doctor. So Zach get a doctor to come over and they take Jeremiah in the back. She asked Zach if he want to go. He said, nah, man. I think Zach is just like broken down to see his brother like that. So while they go in the back, another lady came by and was asking, Zach, did he need any help? And he said, no, I'm good. And then he asked her, what's the success rate in the place? And, it's by each person individual. It's hard work, but, they've had some good successes, but I'm sure they've had some bad ones as well. It's up to the individual how much they want to get clean. So Zach thanked her and she left. So now we over in the hood and we see Connie sitting on a couch, I guess an abandoned couch, while her kids are playing in the playground. And she's looking really sad and serious. And Tony walks over and she basically tells him to take care of her kids. And he's like, well, what's going on? And she lets him know that she has cancer and that there's nothing she can do about it. The doctor said she don't have long to live. And he's like, what? Well, maybe we could get a second opinion and all this stuff. She's like, I ain't got no money for no second opinion. And that's always the sad part, when people don't have health insurance or can't afford to pay for health insurance. That's why this country needs free health insurance for some people. You know what I mean? And to see Connie crying the way she's crying and saying, I need somebody to take care of my kids. You better take care of my kids. He said, I got you. He didn't know what to do, but keep saying, I got you. And he was holding back tears. And she was like, maybe Zach and Fatima take my kids and raise them. They look like they're going to be good parents. I was like, oh, girl, good luck with that one, because that ain't even going to happen. I don't see Fatima and Zach wanting a house full of kids. But I do understand where Connie's coming from when she's saying she want her 3 kids to stay together. She don't want them separated in some children's home, and somebody take one child and somebody else take another. She don't want that. But that scene really touched me, y'all, because you all know that I went through cancer 2 times. And that is nothing to joke about. That is nothing to take lightly. You have to be serious when you're dealing with something like that. And I understand her not wanting to tell people, because it was hard for me to tell family members. I mean, I had already gone through a lot of the process before my family members found out months later or a year later. I wasn't sharing it. I wasn't even sharing it with people in my church, who might have prayed for me, but I just wasn't sure. You're almost embarrassed sometimes to share something like that. So if you know anybody who's going through cancer, all you can do is pray for them and be there for them. They might get angry. They don't want pity. They don't want that sympathy and stuff. They just want you to love them and keep treating them the same and help them as they go along this journey. And there was one important line that Connie said during this scene when Tony was saying, maybe I could help. She said, only God can help me right now. And I was like, yes, Lord, she is so right about that. Thank you, Jesus. So I'm just saying she needs to start praying, trusting, and believing in God's healing powers right now. And her friends need to join in with her. So now we have Connie. She goes to see Zach. And as they chat, he notices that Connie is being what he calls a bit sappy. And she tells him how mature it is of him to help his brother Jeremiah. And then she keeps saying how proud she is of him and how she's seen him grown. And he's like, what's going on? Where's my hood chick? And she's like, I'm right here. So he says, I'm not about to die or nothing, am I? And Connie says, nah, you ain't about to die. And then he kind of looks at her, and Zach tells her, I ain't never seen you this sentimental. And at this point, his phone rings, and he takes a call from Fatima, and he lets her know that he's talking to Connie, and she tells him to hurry home, that she has something waiting for him, that she's going to stop by the store, and then she'll be right there. So Zach tells Connie he got to go. And then he sees the expression on her face, and he sits her back down and asks her, what's up? And she's like, nothing. And he says, come on, you talking to me. And she's just like, I'm good. And he's like, I don't believe you. And she's like, I'm fine. And then they start to leave when all of a sudden Dr. Solis from the rehab center calls to tell him that Jeremiah left and they can't make him stay. So Jeremiah, we all know, hasn't been there, more than 24 hours at this point. Zach tells the doctor he'll come to pick up the rest of his money. And she says, I'm sorry, unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. You pay whether he stays or not. But now y'all see how these companies work? They don't tell you that mess when you're signing that loved one up for the treatment. They don't say nothing about that. Jeremiah could have only been there maybe 12 hours. I'll even stretch it to 15, but we know it wasn't that long. And y'all get to keep his 5 Gs? Come on, y'all. He hasn't even slept there yet. So Zach damn near hangs up on the doctor, saying to himself, I just wasted all of that money that I didn't have. And Connie sort of looks at him in surprise, but says, let's go find him. And Zach said, no, I've done that too many times. He made his choice. Fatima says she has a surprise for me, and I'm choosing my family. And I said, I hear you, Zach. You are growing up. I appreciate you saying that. So Zach gets home and sees rose petals on the floor, leading upstairs to the bedroom, and a note on the table saying, take off your clothes, don't talk, I'm waiting. And he goes upstairs and sees a naked woman face down in his bed, and he strips naked and jumps in on top of her. And a minute later, Fatima comes up the stairs and sees movement under the covers in the bed, and she's like, what the F? And Zach comes from under the covers and say, what the F? And then he looks down to see who is that in the bed with him. And it went off just like that. So y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode, because I found it pretty interesting. I enjoyed it. But the part that I don't get is who left the rose petals? Who left the note on the table? And if Fatima left all of that, how in heaven's name did Leslie know that she would be doing that? That Fatima would be leaving all of that? And how did she know that Fatima wouldn't have gotten home before Zach? And how did she even get into the house? So this, as y'all see, is all strange to me. But I can't wait to see what's going to happen in the next episode. Put it down in the comment section what y'all think about it. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. And I will see you all in the next video. It's your girl, Barbie J, saying peace.